Internet, Eric here. Interesting one for you guys today, more so with the reasoning behind it. If you know me, you know I also contribute a lot to the American Werewolf in New Jersey podcast, also his live streams here on YouTube. And for October, his theme was witchcraft. And we discussed great films like, the remake of Suspiria. What did we do? Rosemary's Baby, and so on. Check out his channel. Like it's all of his live streams from last month. And there was one film we wanted to have Radical Rod on, who, due to time difference, he's not on it as much. So we, Mike gave Rod a list of movies, and he picked the movie I'm going to discuss, and they both fucking hated it. And Mike, honestly, he just didn't want to talk about it on his channel. Well, I thought to myself, I didn't watch this movie for nothing. This was like the third time I watched this movie. First time I was completely drunk, and I absolutely loved it. Second time I watched it completely sober, and I fucking hated it. This time, I still watch it sober, but I will watch it more with a keen eye. I'm discussing Lords of Salem. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, and what have you. This came out, I think, in 2013. Like I said, I wasn't watching this for nothing. Basic plot of this is we are following, of course, Sheri Moon Zombie. She's part of a trio of disc jockeys. And one night, she gets a package dropped off, addressed to her at the radio station, and it is a record of a really weird sounding musical note, or not a musical, but like a piece of music. She plays it. And she starts having hallucinations, and this and that. Her life starts to go downhill. You also find out that in her apartment building there is a trio of women, a trio of sisters that are witches, and they are connected to a witch from the Salem witch trials, who was played by Meg Foster, and they're trying to, let's just say, get revenge for what happened to Meg Foster. And all the while, Bruce Davidson, who knows the subject of witchcraft, is trying to find out the connection between Sheri and this coven of witches. Oof. Okay. This movie came out after Rob Zombie's first, how do I say this? Rob Zombie had a miserable time making Halloween and Halloween 2. And he only said he would do this movie if he had complete creative control. And then, and that explains the final product. First off, let's get to the acting. It's got a great cast. Okay, I like Sheri Moon Zombie. I always get shit on by my friend Jay because he says she can't act. Well, she does what she can with what she's given. I think she does pretty damn good. I like her as a baby Firefly for the most part. I thought she was great as a Michael Myers' mom in the original Halloween of the remakes and stuff. I think she does really good in this. She's likable. She's got a great chemistry with Ken Foree, with what's his name, Jeff Daniel Phillips. They're really good, and she's very sympathetic because she's a former drug addict, and just seeing her do this kind of downward spiral, you feel for her. You know what I mean? Like, there's the final scene between her and Jeff Daniel Phillips when she's they know she's kind of using again, she shuts the door on him and she says goodbye. You know what I mean? Or so long, something like that. And just her performance in that, the delivering that, she's really good. Jeff Daniel Phillips is always great. He is I don't know if he's a former love interest to her or just kind of like a friends with benefits type of thing, but he is really good at being funny and very caring to Sheri's character. So I like him. I always like him. Ken Foree is Ken Foree. You know what I mean? You know what you get with him, and he's always great. Bruce Davidson as the man who is investigating and trying to solve the mystery and the connection, stuff like that. He's really good too. He it's very downplayed. A lot of his acting is just conversations. He's having conversations with Sheri, having conversations with his wife, who is Maria Conchita Alonso from Colors and Predator 2. She's really good too. She's in it. She's not in this movie very much, but he's good with her. And that scene he has with the coven of witches, I think, is pretty intense. The three sisters, um, and again, he's just there asking questions, but then he's got the way he uses his eyes. You know, he knows something's up. You know, the fear that comes into him. I really liked him. Let's get to the Coven of Witches. Dee Wallace is okay. You know what I mean? I do. I love her as a scream queen, but there are times when I don't like her. She's about 50-50 here. She is the, I guess you would say, of the three of them, she is, I guess you would say, the bubbly one. Lots of times she's overbearing, in my opinion. Lots of times she's really, really good. So she's hit and miss. Then you have, I'm not good with the names. You have the redheaded sister, who is the one who can read palms. She was the redheaded maid in a Rocky Horror Picture Show. She's very good at being prim, proper, kind of snooty. You know, her shit don't stink type of thing. So I liked her. And then you have the other woman, the blonde, who is basically the ringleader. And she's really, really good at knowing what needs to get done and is willing to do whatever it takes to get it done. And you put these three together, they make a really good trio. You know, they play off of each other. They do seem like a group of sisters. So I really liked them. The only other role, I guess you'd say, that has any merit is Meg Foster. You know, Meg Foster, They Live, Masters of the Universe. She's been in everything. And I had a crush on her growing up. Of course, Masters of the Universe, They Live. She's a beautiful porcelain face, those eyes. And man, growing up, you always want to see these women that you have crushes on without clothes. And then you finally get to see her with no clothes. But it's 2013 version of Meg Foster. And it is rough. The scenes where she's in are very, very rough. But she is very good at being scary. Wicked, no pun intended, because it's a witch. All jokes aside about her getting naked, she is very vile, very disgusting, very dangerous. Her dialogue is pure Rob Zombie dialogue. And she will do whatever it takes to get revenge on the people that killed her during the Salem witch trials. And that's a brutal scene too, for the most part. It's, she's captured by these witch hunters. Look closely, it's Sid Haig and Michael Berryman, and she's put in this like man in the iron mask type of thing, and she's tortured and killed. And Rob is really good behind the camera when he's not going full zombie. Like, I love just the look of the scene where she is being persecuted. Meg Foster is. And you have, the flames and the colors are so really, really good. He's really good at a lot of these shots where it's the hallways of the apartment complex. You feel like you feel closed in to me. So he's really, really good. The problem with this movie is when he goes full Rob Zombie, he goes way into left field. Like, I'm not going to say it, but there's that line in Tropic Thunder. You never go full, you never go full Rob. Because when he wants to be offensive and weird and graphic for just the sake of doing it, it's a lot. It's very jarring. Like, there are scenes like, Sheri walks into an apartment. Like, an apartment that supposedly has no one living in it, according to the three sisters. Well, one day she walks in and there's the upside down cross that's lit up, like the neon light. And then she's having a nightmare where she walks into this big giant concert hall. Because what the witches want to do is they're going to have this record played at a concert. And what happens is going to hypnotize all the women in the town and cause them to kill themselves to make up for, the persecution and the, I guess you'd say, from what I was able to pick up, the ancestors of everyone that was involved in persecution and the deaths of the Salem witches back in the 1400s, 1500s, whenever that took place. But Sheri Moon is in this giant concert hall, and she looks up at the top of I guess you would say, on a balcony or something, and there's this weird creature, and it looks, honestly, to me, it looked like a featherless, skinless chicken baby thing, and tentacles come out, and they shoot into her, and I guess she's getting impregnated, because later, after everything's gone to hell, There is a scene where she is being laid down on a table and she's going to give birth, and you got all the witches around her, and like this is like the final act of the movie. All the witches are around her. We get so many things flashing at you. We have, this doofus here, and it's just he's just a death metal type of guy. And there are scenes where like she's like getting ready to have sex with him, and then it cuts to gross stuff, and then now Sheri Moon Zombie's riding a goat, and then you have the witches, and the three sisters. They're painted up, and then I mean, there's a lot of. Then you go to priests wearing masks, but they're jerking off, and you see like the red, and they have red dicks, red and black dicks, and it's just so much weird imagery, so much offensive air quotes imagery that you don't know what's going on, and it goes from weird to offensive to stupid, because eventually Sheri Moon, she gives birth, but it's like this weird crab crawfish type of creature, and I don't know if it's Meg Foster who holds it and puts it to her chest or the blonde sister. It's just so fucking dumb because it's just so over the top and it makes no fucking sense. I do like how the record hypnotizes all these women, because there is a scene early on where they play the record on the record player at the record station, or and what happens is, or the radio station, excuse me, and you see all these women, whether just in their everyday life, stopping and looking around, being hypnotized. One of them's Barbara Crampton. That was kind of cool. One of them was supposed to be Ginger Lynn Allen too, and she was going to kill herself on screen. She said this in an interview, and she had just dealt with a family member taking her life, so she couldn't do it. But that's why she was brought back for 31 in that scene with Richard Brake. Anyways, so I liked that. But overall, and then it's interesting because you have to pay attention after the, I guess you would say, the incident where the women in the town are murdered, because we have this scene of Sheri standing on top of a pile of dead bodies of women, because it's again, I guess Meg Foster got her fucking revenge type of thing. You listen to there's a news report playing during the credits, because Rob is really interesting. What I liked is, again, I love how Rob uses home movie footage for these characters. I love how he did in 31, Devil's Rejects, the director's cut of Halloween. He does it in this very well, because after she goes through all this shit, you find out she disappears. Her body's never found again. But we get to like home movie footage of her just happy times playing with her dog. I love when Rob does that type of stuff. But man, this is a fucking weird one. Don't hate it. I'm not Rod. I'm not Mike. I wouldn't give it a 1. You know what I mean? I don't rate it here on this. I'm definitely going to rewatch it because it has audio commentary. I want to know what the fuck Rob was thinking. When it's good, it's good. The performances. That's why you watch this movie. Performances. I think pretty much everyone in this cast is really, really good. Rob puts a lot of them through so much hell. Like, right there, this you can't really see with the glare, but that's what I mean. The Man in the Iron Mask thing with Meg Foster. Really, really good. Meg Foster is a wicked witch, for lack of a better term. I like her. It's just some of the over-the-top, weird, fucked up things that Rob just wants to do and put on screen just to show what he can do. It's way too much. Is this a movie that I'm going to watch multiple times? Probably not. I'm probably going to watch it one more time with commentary. I might appreciate it more. I might hate it more. So we'll give it a shot. But I will say this. He also wrote a novelization of Lords of Salem. And apparently it's even weirder than this. More fucked up than this. And I want to see what he really intended. So, yeah. Do I recommend it? Maybe. If you're one of them fucking weirdos who like sick shit. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I don't know really what to say about this movie. When it's good, it's really good. Great performances. But man, Rob, tone the fuck down. Go back to your Universal love for Universal monsters and Grindhouse and the Munsters type of thing. When you go full Rob, it's too much for me. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Do you love this movie? Do you hate this movie? Are you one of those people that just hate Rob Zombie because he's Rob Zombie? Give the movie a chance, and then hate on him if you want to. I got a lot of things planned. I'm going to do the Rex series finally, Rocky series finally, and then December, I'm prepping to try to go to see the Iron Claw. And request from Frenzy, he wants me to do movies that are about wrestling. Not necessarily movies with wrestlers in them, but movies that are about wrestling, like No Holds Barred and Body Slam, but also The Wrestler, to prep to try to be able to go see the Iron Claw. Those are the plans. Plans always change. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Said that 100 times. Cheers, and never go full Rob. You'll regret it.